hour now. We're following this story of two Muslims who were kicked off of an airplane last night that was leaving Memphis. They say that they were told that other passengers were uncomfortable with them being on the plane. These two Muslim Americans were dressed in traditional Muslim garb, and that's all we know up until now. Starting to get more details, including from Ibrahim Hooper, who is on the line with me now. He is with the Council on American-Islamic Relations, or CAIR. The two men reached out to CAIR after this incident. Ibrahim, I appreciate you jumping on the line with me now. From what these men told you, what happened last night?
Well, first of all, excuse me, I've got bronchitis, so my voice is a bit off. But,
right.
Yeah, we got the call from them. They said they were taking a flight to a religious conference in Charlotte from Memphis. They went through security, even went through secondary security, and got on the plane, were taxiing out. They were taxied back. TSA came on, pulled them off, and said the pilot was refusing to fly with them because passengers were uncomfortable with them. Now, the Delta officials on site rescreened them, rescreened everything, assured they were no threat, and were trying to get the pilot to put them back on the plane, and the pilot absolutely refused and ultimately took off.
Now, sir, was there anything, at least these men say, I assume maybe they have flown before, they might fly all the time for all we know, but was there anything in particular, looking back, that they think they did to cause any kind of alarm to their fellow passengers?
No, they weren't told that any passenger made any accusation against them. All that was mentioned was that some passengers were uncomfortable with them. And I'm assuming that was stemmed from their, what you could regard as Islamic attire, you know, a robe and a skull cap, that kind of thing. And I think what you've got here is kind of one of these Juan Williams scenarios where people are just uncomfortable being on a plane with somebody who looks like they're Muslim.
All right. I do want to share, and you stand by here with me. I just want to share for our viewers. These two were on an Atlantic Southeast Airlines flight. They did put out a statement, Ibrahim. I'll read it to you and share it with our viewers. And they say, "We take security and safety very seriously, and the event is currently under investigation." They go on to say, "We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience that this may have caused." Ibrahim, from what you understand... Oh, go ahead.
No, the Imams actually praised Delta. You know, Delta is the governing body of that airline.
Yep.
They actually praised the Delta officials on the scene for trying to negotiate with the pilot to get them back on the plane, but it seemed to have been the pilot's problem.
Did any passenger at all, you said they weren't told that the passengers were uncomfortable, but as they were on that plane, did they get a sense, or did anyone say anything to them on the plane, any of their fellow passengers, that made it seem like they were uncomfortable?
No, they said no one said anything, and Delta officials went on the plane and actually asked people if they were uncomfortable and offered to put them on another flight if they were uncomfortable, and nobody raised their hand.
And I do understand these gentlemen were able to get on another flight with the same airline. Is that correct?
Yes.
They were able to make it to their destination without incident?
Yes, that's true.
And it sounds like, ironically, where were they headed? There's a conference going on in Charlotte right now that ironically deals with, supposed to be dealing with kind of topics such as this.
Yeah, exactly. It's dealing a lot with Islamophobia. It's a conference of the North American Imams Federation.
All right. Ibrahim Hooper for us, giving us a few more answers. These gentlemen, from what you know, were they upset? I'll ask you this as well. It sounds like you said they were praising Delta, but from your conversations with them, were they really upset by this?
I think they were, you know, obviously upset to the extent that they were inconvenienced, but, you know, they understand what's going on in the world, and particularly in the heightened sensitivities after the death of Osama bin Laden.
And you mentioned as well, these two were Imams. Where are they based? They were flying out of Memphis, but is that home to both of them?
Yeah, they're Imams in Memphis.
And to ask as well, not that it, quite frankly, should make a difference if they're flying, but are these two Muslim Americans?
You know, I didn't ask them that. Yeah. That's one question I'll ask them.
All right. Ibrahim Hooper, again, with CAIR, the Council on American-Islamic Relations. You take care of that, of your health there. I know I appreciate you hopping on and being willing to talk to us. Thanks so much this morning.
Sure.
But again, to our viewers, following a story Just an unfortunate one for a lot of folks, and maybe trying to get some answers to why these two Muslim men were not allowed to fly. But again, the airline apologizing for the incident, but not saying exactly why the men weren't allowed to fly. We will work to get more answers to that.